Hello, hello. Are we live? Are we live? Amazing. Excellent. Hello and welcome to a weekly show, Twin Flames and Power Couples with Anastasha Grace. We are having all these delicious conversations about love, about couples, about power couples, about twin flames. What is it? How do we attract one? How do we keep one? How does it all work? What does it mean? And today's interesting subject. When will I attract? Like, if you're asking yourself, when will I attract my twin flame? And when I do, or if you're already in a very deeply spiritual relationship, why do we fight? And I will answer these questions, all of them. My name is Anastasha Grace. I am a healer, coach, a practitioner, and I work with couples, I work with singles, I work with human trauma, and I work with everything that is getting in the way of us reaching our most incredible state of being, connecting to ourselves, connecting to our souls, connecting to our hearts, so that we are able to bring that beautiful love into our lives. Hey Michelle, hey Loli. I've got a few people here. I can see your comments, beautiful. And I will be responding to comments and questions. Wonderful, I can see it all. So please feel free to post your questions. Just like last session, last show, I will give away one Akashic reading to one of the listeners. If you stay with me for the whole hour and you really want to find out what is happening in your life or what is stopping you from having this beautiful, incredible love in your life, and you get a chance to win the reading with me. Last week, a beautiful lady by name Mona, she reached out, she got her session, and the results were incredible. She found out she found out everything about the guy who's in her life. She received information when it's all going to unfold. She found out which star seed she is, what stops her from having this incredible life, how does she need to follow her purpose, what does she need to do. So many questions were answered, and you can get those questions answered. It's an amazing guidance session. So you will have Loli says, I'm waiting for my twin flame. Okay, well, this is a conversation today. So I'm going to start with the questions like, when I'm going to meet them, why they're not showing up, what's the situation with the twin flames. Well, first of all, what are twin flames? Twin flames very evolved souls. So if you have read somewhere about this is soul split in half and they look for each other, and when they merge it's just complete bliss, it's not exactly like that, because we're still humans and we still have our obstacles on that journey, the journey of finding one, attracting one, and freeing yourself up so your frequency is available for your match. And the higher your own frequency, the higher your match, the frequency of your match will be. So what are essentially twin flames? Twin flames is a highly evolved soul that has an agreement with another soul to connect and journey through their evolution in order to merge as in oneness. so to let go of I, individualization, separation, and merge in oneness. This planet doesn't have that many twin flames yet. As we are growing and maturing in our awareness and our evolution and our frequency as on this planet, more and more twin flame connection will be showing up. Hey Azra, yeah, tune in. Would love to hear from you, Liddy. And yeah, if you want a session as well, you can listen till the end and reach out. What else do you need to know about the frequency of twin soul frequency? So it's the soul. It's not the soul that has been cut in half or split in half. It's the soul that has the same frequency that was originated from the same place. Like it has the same soul frequency. That's what is different about the twin flames. Their frequency is so similar, almost identical, that they, when they meet, it's unrecognizable. You can't miss it. You can't miss the sign. You can't miss the feelings that come up when you meet someone who vibrates on the same frequency with you. However, your lifetime, you need to get to a certain level of maturity in order to attract that high evolved level of the soul. So Michelle, to answer your question, how do we know if we are with our twin flame? The signs of the recognition are incredible. It's just, and I covered it a little bit in the first show, that feeling of this, first of all, magnetism, like they just come together, sense of recognition, sense of the sameness, that there's so much familiarity and there's so much connection. There's something far deeper than you, far bigger than you. So the way I would explain it, the easiest way is it's something so much bigger than you, bigger than your emotions, bigger than your understanding, bigger than your mind, bigger than your brain, bigger than your physical. It's something far beyond your any kind of explanations or expectations. You just kind of, your human, your persona is just on the journey of your soul. That's kind of like soul takes over and you are dragged along. And it's sometimes for a human, for our persona, is not easy. It's not a fun ride quite often until you get to the level of maturity where you can surrender and where you can let go. Because twin flame, it is about coming into love, it coming into divine love, divinity. However, human love is way too conditional, and we grow up with certain concepts and expectations around love and demands, and so many wounds as well, and so many of our own needs that for the soul are irrelevant. That level of awakening happens when you are ready to surrender, when you are actually ready to let go of anything that your human wants to grip on. Can your twin flame fight a lot? Yes, and that's kind of today I wanted to cover that as well. So the first thing that I wanted to cover is, when will I meet? Right, so if you are waiting, or if you are having this anticipation, I would like to let you know straight away that usually it's a lifetime journey. It's not something that you meet someone, you like them, and you go like, oh, that's amazing, that's it, happily ever after. It is not. It's not a Hollywood movie. Usually it's a lifetime journey, and first our life as human life till about 35, till about 40, we go through maturity and preparation. We go to actually to understand ourselves, stepping into ourselves, and we start when we reassess our values and our spirit and our spiritual development, and our sense of self becomes more important than an outside world, and that's when we are ready. That's when we actually able to let anyone in on a deeper level. And usually, twin flame union doesn't happen in youth, just because as a human being, our emotional maturity takes time. However, there are of course exceptions. There are beautiful unions that come together very early, and then they will have this journey of maturity together and growth. And to answer your question, if they fight, yes, you would fight, but because there's still a human element, right? So there is a different there are different perceptions. There are different, like, say, filters. Your soul is divine and united and absolutely unconditional. However, your human persona is not. Human persona has those ideas, those meanings, those filters, those fears, limitations, wounding, and so on and so forth, that you need to heal and overcome to come into that full merger. Imagine letting go of absolute everything that ego is gripping on. It's almost like a process of dying of an identity, dying of your demands, and start valuing that soul frequency more than you value those usual things in life. So he doesn't clean the house or makes the house messy, but that's for you stops being an importance, because you surrender and let go, and you know that your soul connection is much, much more important, and you are not hang up on those little things, which our life still consists of, right? So you do need to make those agreements. Okay, can you spiritually unite after the physical union? Does it happen before? This twin flame journey is journey through time, space, dimensions, and many lifetimes, in many different forms, and in many different ways you come together, and sometimes through thousands of years and centuries. So it's like it's not even a contract. It's just you, that soul of the same frequency, of the same origin. You know that when you merge with that soul, you will connect to the divine. You will come back to the source, and that's what the next level of evolution happens. Soul goes through evolution, levels of evolution, just like we as humans go through levels of evolution as human beings in our psyche, in our understanding of the world. The same way the soul goes through different upgrades and different learnings. So whatever you experience here on this plane with your twin flame on this earth might not be the same what you're going to experience with the same soul, with the same frequency on other planets, on other dimensions. It might be a different journey, or and it's not always happens like one after another. It's hard to explain. It's spread through times and dimensions. It's eternal. Whew. This was a big one. Hello. Good afternoon from Queensland. Wonderful. Jessica, guidance, absolutely. As I was mentioning in the beginning, I will be gifting a Akashic Records session at the end of this show, at the end of this hour, and I will name a person who would kind of get their hands up at the end. Also, I do offer programs for couples and singles when we release anything that's in the way. We release traumas, we release woundings, we release conditioning, we release all those blinkers that are sitting on our I call it human. That's the easiest way to explain it. I call it human because there's a human being fully programmed with human things, human experiences, human perceptions, human filters, human reactions, responses, and there is a soul frequency that, and the closer we are united together, the more in emergence we are, the closer we are to that beautiful, blissful state. And in that state, it's so much easier to merge with your twin flame rather than you are still identifying and hanging on to your human ideas and perceptions and the woundings, right? Well, twin flame will always be honest. Not necessarily, Sebastian, because they're still humans and they still have a shadow and they still have their ways of being in this world. However, it is a journey of advancement, evolution for them, it is a journey for all of us, right? For the journey of evolution of ourselves as humans and our souls. So it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be like all, you know, stars and unicorns and fairy floss. It is, you will see the most beautiful divine being in front of you, but you will also see their shadow when you meet them, and you are in a relationship, because that's when it's all revealed. But that's an opportunity to heal the shadow, to heal all the pains, all the wounds, and come to the true source of yourself. Something I wanted to share with you, and you probably will not see it, but I will draw it. So say this is a male, and this is a female, and they meet each other and they start moving towards each other. Here, what I would like to show you, here on top, there's light, and here is a dark, and we do incorporate in ourselves both, and the light and the dark. We have a shadow, we have dark aspects of ourselves. And here, when we start moving towards each other as a couple in a relationship, as divine souls, and beautiful humans, attracted by physical, by vibration, by familiarity, but also by polarity, by the opposites, by that hook, we start moving towards each other, and moving towards this divinity. Inside, there is a divine love that we want to merge in. However, in order to merge into that divine, which is we can call divine child of God or source, a divine love, universe, before we can get there, we need to go through the wounded child. So this area around your divinity, before you merge in this blissfulness and in unity, you need to go through your wounded child. And the wounded child holds those wounds of abandonment, rejection, betrayal, humiliation, injustice. Every time your your heart has been shut, your trust has been broken. It's still there, held in your emotional body. So in order to go through and get to the place of divine love, you will see a lot of things for you to come up in order for you to heal it. And once you heal it, and there is an end to that healing. There is an end. It's not constant, and it's not like constant work. You don't need to spend 20 years on it. However, you need to prepare to almost die in the process, because the ego will be resisting it. The ego would want to hide and suppress. And there was a question if the twin flame would lie. The ego would lie to hide imperfections or those perceived imperfections, to protect itself, to avoid this kind of deeper work, this being revealed in pain, or just avoiding anticipating hurt, anticipating pain. So when true people in love, when they move towards each other and they understand that they can go through that wounded child, they can go through the shadow and eventually meet each other, not trusting, not backing away, not retrieving, they can meet each other in that beautiful divinity. And not know it. Is it possible to have had a twin flame and not know it? It's possible to meet them and not be ready for the relationship. That is possible when it's just your emotional body, your psychology, your psyche, your being is not ready yet to surrender and to jump into such a deep journey, like as I was sharing. Twin flames and karmic partnerships often confused. Yes, I would say they are confused, and quite often they are confused, and what's called like toxic relationships or karmic relationships, when you're working through karma, those soul agreement, they can be confused with a twin flame. Twin flame, as I was saying, is a highly evolved soul that is on a deep journey. So they will need to they know that moment of complete surrender is awaiting for them. It's like the soul knows. And the thing is, you will encounter those conflicts between your soul and your persona, like you're human. And I can give you my own example where I have a tool of connecting to myself and testing to myself, and also receiving those messages, so I can receive guidance when I need it. And in a moment of difficulties, in a moment when when the shit comes up, when the shadow comes up, or in the very beginning when I just met my partner, there was a lot of fear coming up for me, a lot of trauma. I felt it. I was like, it's this excruciating feeling in the gut, going like, oh my God, this is scary. This is too much, too deep. This is way beyond me. I don't know how to deal with it. I can't control it. Should I back out? And that's when I received the guidance from my soul. Is like, no, this is your journey. It's painful. I can't even explain how many times I cried just from the pain and the fear that I need to trust this relationship, that I need to surrender, that I need to let my guard down, that I need to continue coming back to love, even when my whole being, when my inner child, my wounded child goes wrong. My main wound is rejection. So my way to respond to it, if I feel, perceive that somehow I am rejected, is to withdraw, is to run away. So that was my pattern all my life, and that's what I did very, very easily all my life, just escaping a relationship where it becomes uncomfortable. However, when I met my match, when I met my twin flame, when I met my soul partner, there was no running. There's nowhere to run, and I received a very clear guidance from my soul that you have to stay, even though it was painful. And of course, in those situations, some couples, they do split up, they do run away when it becomes too much, and the ego doesn't want to let go. The wounded child wants to stay wounded. The wounded child does not allow those wounds to be healed, and they just escape. They just run away. Or when this idea that the love and the relationship has to be just so easy and so blissful, and if this shit comes up, it's your fault, it's not mine. So I'm gonna go and find someone who's gonna treat me right, and I'm not willing to look at my stuff. I'm not willing to look at my demands. I'm just gonna go look for someone who's going to satisfy me and meet all of my needs. And that's when person escapes, rather than doing the inner work, rather than working through them and actually doing their internal reflections. And some painful truth can come up for you in those moments, that your own shadow will come up in that moment. Your own victim will come up, your childhood wounds will come up, your mistrust, your desire to control everything or to protect yourself, or he or she needs to accommodate me. Those are difficult processes that you need to go through until you become so comfortable with yourself, and not require anyone to accommodate you, not require anyone to nurture you, because you're so well nurtured inside with yourself. You're so deeply in love with yourself. You're so deeply connected to yourself that outside circumstances or behavior of your partner does not affect you in such a way. You become more forgiving, you become more loving, you become more unconditional in your relating with your partner. How do you help a twin flame to surrender? Well, unfortunately, Sebastian, it's their journey, it's not yours. No matter where you are in your evolution and where you are in your spiritual journey, you gotta wait for your partner to walk their path. Even if you're far ahead and you want to drag them behind you, and you want to push them in the butt and going, come on, work on yourself, go and mature quickly. It's not going to happen. Each person takes their own responsibility for themselves. They have their own journey. They are a sovereign being, and they will start seeing things when they are ready to see them. They will start, meeting you on your level when they are ready to meet you on your level. So that's a moment of your own surrender, of your own surrender into the fact that you need to wait. You need to wait for your partner to evolve, and you need to wait, let them walk through their own journey. One of the most important things that I can share with you in regards to that journey is understanding that you are a sovereign being and they are a sovereign being. No matter what contracts you have, no matter what connections you have, no matter what match of the frequency there is, or what kind of journey you are journeying together, you need to understand that the law of this universe and of this planet is the law of free will. And not just this planet, it's just the universal law of free will. Every human being, every soul, every alive being has free will. So there's no way you can affect anyone. And the only person you can affect is you. The only person you can work on is you and elevate, and to help yourself to mature, help yourself to become that, expanded self. The higher is your frequency, the more you can elevate people around you without pressuring them or pushing them or demanding them from you. As soon as you want something from another person, you already at effect, not at cause. You already become a victim of the situation. You already becoming dependent on the situation or the person or the reaction. So in order to maintain your sovereignty and allow them to grow, you need to see them as sovereign. You need to see them as mature. You need to allow them to be who they are and have their own journey. And maybe they will not have it in this lifetime, and that's okay. We gotta understand that everything is okay. Yes, absolutely, you can't force healing. You cannot force healing onto someone else. No matter how many gifts you have or what kind of aware divine being you are not to enforce it on someone else. If they come and ask, you share. However, you allow everyone to go through their own journey and through their own process. And the more surrender you have within yourself, the more beauty and love, the more you can hold them in that space where they can mature, right? You're welcome, Sebastian. Okay, so the question was about fighting, right? So merging of two souls, of two beings, two units, two divine beings. It's almost like agreement to die together. It sounds scary. Am I frozen? Seems to be okay. It's a journey. It's an agreement to die together, because in the moment of death, the rebirth is happening. The new growth, the new evolution, the new emergence of life happens in the moment of death. That's why in the moment of orgasm, the orgasm feels like a little death. It's like, feels like explosion. You move towards with intensity, and then there's a moment of big bang, and then a moment's stillness, and then the moment of rebirthing again. And with each, and if you look at the breath as well, there's a breath and there's a new life again. So this merger of two souls, of twin flames, is like, it's an agreement to die together. on so many levels. So you can imagine that this is going to be a journey. It's going to be quite a ride, isn't it? If you are on that journey of love and connecting with your beloved, with your partner, with your flame, it is going to be quite a ride. We label far too quick the things bad and good. We have the cleanliness towards everything that feels good for the human that is wired for survival. And everything that is beyond survival, we name it as unknown, scary, uncertainty, and therefore not good, bad. So quite often is, as a human being, you would be running away from that spiritual death. You'd be running away from everything that is uncomfortable, everything that is transformative, everything that is huge and massive and beyond your control. So that's where disconnect might happen. That's where fights might happen. That's where those union can fall apart. When, as a twin flame, as a partner, as a soulmate, you are not able to hold that intensity and that frequency, or your partner cannot hold that, right? If they do not run away and don't return, would that mean they weren't actually your twin flame, or you may continue journey to a new lifetime? Yes, that is something is unknown, would be unknown to you, and something that you will, realize later. It's maybe not seen to you in this moment, but you may continue this journey later. For your, I can. In the session, I can tune in. I can be more specific. I can be specifically tell you what is happening in your particular situation, because every situation is different, and we have different soul contracts as well, and we have different unions, and last session, I was sharing about 3 types of soulmates that we might have. So one does not negate another. It's great to tune into particular situation if that's what you want, Chrissy, that you want to know more and deeper into your particular aspect. And as I mentioned, at the end of the show today, I will be offering one gift as an Akashic Records reading for you, and anyone can win that, and we'll have a fun time exploring what your situation is like, and where you on your evolution, and what is stopping you from attracting that beautiful love, that life partner. Usually it's what's called the wounds around being deservability of life, like being worthy of life, which are those wounds like unworthy, worthless, not good enough, I'm a bad person, I'm a bad boy, bad girl, I have done something wrong. So those wounds that are coming from the childhood, that are locked in really, really early, deeply in the childhood. And that's what I do with my clients. We release that. We go back using different modalities. We actually go back in the moment, and we release that trapped emotion. We release that kind of frozen moment in time and let it go, because your emotional body holds that thought, that holds that memory, holds that like holographic block around it. Once we release that, your level of self-worth, level of deservability, your freedom around life, around who you are in this life, your permission to be, do, and have increases, and that's where your field is more magnetic, to love and everything that you want to attract into your life. One also big thing that stops us of attracting love into our life is the heart wall. That's what I released that in sessions as well. Heart wall is that energetic protection that we build. You know that our brain emanates the electrical signals, electrical field, and the same way the heart emanates those waves. However, the heart heart waves are 70 times stronger and longer and bigger. So the first thing that when you come across another person, actually what you're feeling them with is with your heart frequency, not with your brain waves, with your heart waves. And what happens in our life, through our life journey and from early childhood, the heart builds energetic protection. Say you went through events that, it doesn't have to be huge events, but there would be like core woundings based on, say, feeling unworthy, or being taken for granted, or being in situations where when you were vulnerable, you felt too vulnerable. And what the heart does is just puts that energetic protection, and it builds up like a wall. It was discovered by a doctor kinesiologist, Bradley Nelson, and he's the one who started teaching how to release that, and miracles started happening. Most incredible changes and transformations started happening in people's lives. The feeling of lightness, the feeling of coming back to yourself, the feeling of that, I'm just like in the childhood, when you feel with your whole full heart, when you're joyous, when you can experience your life with the full openness, with the full heart, attracting love, trusting more, being open to people, actually start seeing people around you, as in you start seeing an opposite sex around you. How many people, and I have a good example in my life with my dear friend who wants a relationship but completely not open to it, as in not seeing men around, too busy working, too caught up in her own life, and not being vibrationally open, and not even able to see how many there are beautiful men around in life. So that what blocks us from seeing that potential partner, and that's when we can actually miss that as well. So some kind of level of healing, some kind of level of opening up is required in order for you to attract that divine partner, that beautiful heart soul connection. Otherwise it's going to be too abrupt, too shaky, too too traumatizing, like too big of a experience, and you will probably completely shut it off from your life. So some kind of opening is required. How someone mentioned karmic relationships, how do you tell the difference? Okay, that's a great question. Okay, karmic relationship is basically going to be gone once you pay off that karma. So if you don't resist it, and there's something that you need to go through, you go through that process, and the relationship will dissolve by itself. Say if you if you need to learn the lesson around loving yourself and trusting yourself, and also finding that strength to stand up for yourself, you had karmic relationship with someone who's abusive, or someone who constantly steps over your boundaries and potentially throws you into the victim stage. Once you overcome it, once you've learned your lesson, the relationship will dissolve and the toxicity will go away. So the abuser will leave. If it's a family relationship, it will stabilize. The person is not going to be usually. I see a lot of situations with mom and son in when I work with people. When I work with men, I see a lot of that karmic thing happening, mother son, and that's because masculine energy is still quite immature and requires to go through the maturity process. Once it matures into this highest expression of self-worth, that toxic relationship breaks down, as in it stabilizes, right? So mom stops being so annoying or overpowering, or breaking boundaries, or needy or demanding. It kind of comes into the balance. So karmic relationships are temporary, and you know that there is a lesson. With the twin flame relationship, there's only about 100,000 twin flames on this planet right now, so there's not so many of them, and they come together to fulfill a purpose. Twin flames, when they come together, they become stronger. They actually energetically, as a union, they become this beautiful, powerful force and power to guide other people. They come with the purpose. They are united by the same purpose, and they are they're guided beyond this reality. It's a very purposeful union, and a lot of people benefit from it. And once the couple goes through maybe like adjustment period, there is a benefit to society. There is a benefit to other people around them. They become an example of love, example of power, example of strength, so the example of union. They come here as a guide for other people. So that's a big difference. I hope you can see how big of a difference that is. So it's a very empowering union versus, okay, I just have to get through this right now. I need to learn this lesson. I need to get through that, and then I will become powerful after I get through this. Right? There's a difference. Okay. We have 10 minutes left. What I would like to do is I would like to share my page, and if someone who would like to win an Akashic Records, because then I will book a calendar. I will give a calendar link to someone who wants to have a session and who really needs it right now, really needs a certain guidance, really needs to know what to learn, what is there a message for me out there right now. Is there a the guidance for me right now. If you have this burning question, please let me know. Lolly, wonderful, excellent, you're in. Wonderful. I will reach out to you after this session, after this show, and we'll set the time, and it will be amazing. There's so much fun. I love when I love Akashic Records. I just love going there. I love information. I love messaging. It's always a deep healing comes from that, from them, because we open a channel, and it's not just a message, it's not just a clarification, it's a higher perspective from your masters, teachers, and guide loved ones, but also it's a pure channel where you receive the healing right away. It's like the transmission of that healing energy. And for many people, what happens is the shift happens in life, like in where they were feeling stuck. The shift happens as if new energy just was like injected into their life. Also, I will share my program where I take I take people through a healing of rejection, abandonment, betrayal, humiliation, injustice, wounds. And this healing, this clearing brings a lot of beauty into their life, because your self-worth increases, your heart opens up, your frequency changes, you vibrate on that new level of deservability, which attracts more money, more opportunities into your life, beautiful new people, say career changes, life changes. It's just a completely different level of life. So getting yourself out of survival into thriving. And those wounds, we do not escape them. Basically, going through life, we do not escape them. They are locked in between the age of even before birth to the age of 7. However, they are easily healed. That's the beauty of it. It's like we don't escape them. We do all have them. Just because in this physical form, we are wired for survival. And when we are wired for survival, we tend to, give a meaning to situations that are seemingly threatening. And once we saw those situations, our unconscious mind records them and keeps them as a record, and pulls them out every time someone says like no to us, and we go like, oh, I just got rejected, even though it's just a no, right? Or your partner doesn't call you on time, and you go like, oh, they don't respect me, or they take me for granted, or I feel rejected, or I feel abandoned. Whatever your wound is, you will differently respond to the situation, depending on what kind of filter are you wearing. If you're wearing the filter of your main wound is humiliation, you will be most afraid, or you will see the situation in the light as like, oh, they're trying to humiliate me, or that hurts, it hurts my ego. If your main wound is rejection, you will feel rejected in the same situation. But you will feel rejected, and your responses, your reactions are going to be different. So those are the healing process that we are going through in order to achieve that beautiful place of peace and love and surrender within ourselves, and then we vibrate differently. And that's when this sense of divine love is with us at all times, whether you're single, or whether you are with your partner, or you're looking for a partner. The vibration of love is most healing and most beautiful, most divine experience. And that That's our birthright. That's our essence. So we deserve to be healed and cleared from everything that keeps us away from love, from ourselves. Thank you so much. It's 555, beautiful number. That's for me. It's a gateway. 555 in numerology is the time of change, a time of transformation, a times of new beginnings. Something big is happening when you see 555. And this month of December is very powerful for all of us. Stay tuned, stay present, stay elevated. Try to bring yourself more and more into the place of forgiveness and letting go, and into the place of love. We have so many dates that are important in this month, like 11, 12, 12. 2020, then we'll have 21 12 2020. There's so many portals within this month. As we're coming into the new year, this period of time is increasingly important. So set your attentions, set your prayers, have your meditations, connect to call in your soul, call in your divine guidance, call in your guides to help you get the most out of this period of time left right now. It's very, very, very powerful. I wish you most incredible realizations for yourself. I wish you lots of healing, lots of love, lots of abundance, a lot of happiness, a lot of joy. It is your birthright. You're a beautiful being. You are, we are all vibrating on the same frequency when we go higher, higher, higher and ascend. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week. This is a weekly show, and next time we will speak to. If you have questions, please send those to me, and there will be a subject on power couples, soulmates, healings, relationships, and stay tuned. Thank you for being with me, Anastasha Grace. Bye.